started working for myself. I uploaded a video every single day in April. I cry laughed at that video of the Korean girl breaking into her dad's interview. It was really warm in May. Baking with Leighton made people really happy. I found myself more deeply appreciating my friends. I went to IKEA, loads. I sat by the river and watched some boats go by, because London in summertime is beautiful. I had an incredible weekend in Toronto. I started to sing again. I felt sad loads. I smiled loads. I made it through. I'm sick. Start of this year, I have eaten junk food. I've just eaten burger after burger. My sleeping pattern has been way up the wall, but I think a lack of rest and a lack of nourishing has sort of just led my body to go, fuck off actually. Treat me better, slow down for a bit or I'll make you sick, I've got the power. And I'm like, alright, get it, leave me alone. While I'm here, you might have noticed that PMS 2017 was not finished. That is conscious. The last 3 months of 2017 kicked my ass for a number of reasons, which I will not go into. My plan was to show some of the things I managed to film in those 3 months and tell you where I was at. I even wrote a little piece that I called 3 months I'd like to forget. And then the new year started and I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. Close the door. And I think the absence of those last 3 months will stand as a reminder that not everything has to be wrapped up in a nice neat bow, because that's not life. Sometimes you just have to sort of make peace with it and move on, and I am making peace with it and moving on. But first I'm going to try and sleep because it's a little Golden Globes viewing extravaganza.
I've got a muffin.
You've got a muffin?
I've got a muffin.
You got a muffin?
Got a muffin.
Where's my muffin, you might ask?
You don't want one.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said, no, I don't want a muffin specifically.
I wasn't.
And then you spat at Sammy.
Sammy, what did you just say that deserved my spit? We were looking at a picture of Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero on the red carpet for the Golden Globes. I said Tommy Wiseau looked like Michael Jackson might not have died.
I said, and it's you stood next to him, and then you were just like, excuse me.
Excuse you. Thank you, kindly.
And then Sammy
said you were less successful, Greg Sestero.
Oh my god, this is a really good muffin.
And I've just finished it and it's so good. Here we
It's
go!
really soft.
30 back.
We're back.
30 seconds away.
30
Less
seconds
successful
away.
Greg Sestero. Yesterday, I went to see 2 films. I saw All the Money in the World and Molly's Game. And I'm feeling very inspired. This time of year always gets me there because it's awards. So the calibre of movies, and specifically the calibre of performances, is always really strong. And those 2 movies in particular were so well performed by the whole cast. Michelle Williams in All the Money in the World is incredible. Jessica Chastain playing Molly Bloom is incredible. Kevin Costner playing her father has one scene where he comes along and just sort of like punches you in the gut emotionally, and I just found it so inspiring. It's a very peculiar feeling when you're sort of sat there watching this film take place and just desperate to leave your seat, jump through the screen and join in. Like you're thinking, how would I say these lines? What must it be like to be on the set that day? The energy of this particular scene and all that stuff. And this happens every year. I get this sort of renewed feeling of verve and a desire to really get involved. Tonight I'm going to the premiere of The Post, which is like, Sammy described it as if you went into a lab and they had to create the perfect Daniel J. Layton movie in a test tube, it would be The Post. Meryl Streep, Tom Hanks, directed by Steven Spielberg, in an American political drama set in a newsroom. Short of a musical number, I don't know how it could be more me, so I know I'm going to leave tonight being like, I want to act. But then usually that lasts for about a month to 2 months, and then crippling sort of self-doubt sinks back in, and I'd like to find a way this year to not let that happen. Maintain that sense of, no, I can do this, I am actually very good at this, and then think about how I can prove that to people, how I can do more, because I don't think I've been doing enough. I really want to be proving that I'm good at the thing that I say that I'm good at. There'll be time enough to think about that soon, but right now I've got to make myself look my best, because what I found Street's there.
Here's the problem. We've done 5 movies together. This is our 5th movie. I cannot proceed, nor can I follow Tom Hanks. It's very difficult. Here's the hardest person to follow in the world, maybe in history. The amazing Katharine Graham, played by Meryl Streep.
Yesterday was like super low-key, quite a zen day actually. There was just a lot of tea and friends, literal and televisual. Now I'm going to my other happy place, my other Zen haven, the IKEA furniture land of dreams. I bought some curtains. Ever since I moved into this flat, I've been working on making my bedroom nice, but because I'm not exactly well off, it's been piece by piece. So I started with that bit of the wardrobe, and then I moved on to that bit, and then I robbed that bit off Hazel, and now we're on phase 4, soft furnishings, curtains. And here they are. Lovely. They're just curtains. I don't know what you wanted from me. Another day, another book conundrum. So I just had this delivered, which I'm very happy about, but now I have to organise my books to go on it. I couldn't make it work, and I couldn't figure out why, and then someone on Twitter said, organise it by colour, and I went, by colour? That sounds ridiculous. And then I realised the problem I'm having is that this whole corner of my room is very monochrome. So adding all of the various colours the books come in, it ain't working for no one. So we're gonna go monochrome with the books. Monochrome with a splash of like metallics, gold and silver and that shit. Oh lads, he's only gone and nailed it.
Sammy, come a bit closer. Oh yeah, there it is.
This symbol means hope on my world.
Who attacked Dan last round? Because if he's a werewolf, he would have voted for them this round.
It was Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
It's a big moment. I'm gonna be God in this round, which means I get the cake. However, Sammy, old habits die hard, is still explaining the rules. The first time I was ever God in this game, I outed Evan as a werewolf.
Yeah. Kind of surprised that
You're not supposed to do that.
This was much more successful.
Basically, I've started.
People say, go big or go home, as if going home were a bad thing. Hell yeah, I want to go home. I'm going to take a nap when I get there. This one's long, it's Steve Jobs, I'm going to skip that one. No one will ever be as entertained by us as us. Hard times will always reveal true friends.
Vlogging in front of the new shelves, gotta get money's worth. The past week has been really movie heavy. Like, obviously there was a premiere of The Post, and yeah, Meryl Streep was there, and we breathed the same air, and I think that's probably rubbed off on me, and I'm a better actor as a result. That's what I'm going with anyway. There was the screening of Coco, where I sobbed profusely, and then the other day we went to see The Darkest Hour, and every single year I spend an inordinate amount of time binge watching Oscar acceptance speeches, clutching my Hillary Clinton bobblehead and pretending it's an Oscar. Just let me have that one, alright? Also, don't pretend that you don't do that. We all do that. I think we bring to art where we are in our lives at that point. Like, certain films resonate more with us because of where we are personally. Often people will talk about a turning point in their lives and they'll attach it to a song or an album. And what I'm bringing to art at the moment is being at a point in my life, not necessarily a turning point, but, you know, I got a bit older and I felt a change within myself. I felt like a new burst of strength in myself and a desire to explore and think and do more. And the thread that I've got with the movies is basically just, you know, who are you? Really? What is your truth? At your core, how does your character and your passion define you? Especially in Coco with music, and in The Darkest Hour with, you know, inner strength and an iron will. I didn't love The Darkest Hour, but I certainly, you know, resonated with this idea of sometimes the world around you shakes your belief, and it's whether or not you can find the reserves within to push on. After seeing all of these movies and knowing that there are more movies to come that give me feelings of that ilk, spending a little bit of time thinking about what more I could do, really tap into who I am as a creator, as a creative. I ain't got no answers, I'm just having thinks. Yeah, nighttime rambling.
But it's time to get up off the mat.
Yes.
Say it.
This is more important than re-election. I want to speak now.
Talk to the staff. I'm going to take them off the leash.
You have a strategy for all this?
At the beginnings of one.
What is it?
I'm going to try that for a little while.
Daniel J, if PMS is finished, what's this? Good question. This is an evolution of the Pretentious Monthly Scrapbook. It's like a spiritual successor. It's like a little sister. Is it a child? No, a second cut. It's a spiritual successor, just go with it. I'm gonna be filming something every day this year. I don't know what, but I'll film something every single day. I did this a couple of times during PMS, and I found that it brought me clarity. It helped me shape my thoughts, kind of like a diary. Everyone talks about doing a journal before you go to bed. Well, here's my journal, and it's gonna be called Aspects. Aspects of whatever I happen to feel most that month. Speaking of, get ready for a cliche, January was a hard month for me, but for the first time, do you know what? I'm ready. Bring it. I firmly believe in the idea of a quarter-life crisis, and I know that because I went through one. You turn 24, 25, and suddenly you're like, oh, life doesn't look like how I thought it was gonna. What do I do? I had all these plans. I thought I would be doing these things. Should I be doing more? Am I doing too much? Am I doing the wrong thing? Should I be changing everything? I don't know. Everyone knows about midlife, but quarter life is absolutely a thing. But I turned 28 last month, and it was as though someone flicked a switch in me, and I was just like, oh, I have control over myself. I have my own agency. All right then. A couple of days ago, I had one of the most intense and mildly terrifying 5 minutes I've ever had in my life. A bunch of different things, all of which were going wrong, happened at once. And when the dust settled, my reaction was, all right, that's how it is. Cool, let's do this. You can deal with this. Took a breath and got on with it. Looking back, I spent a lot of time in the cinema this month, and we know that that's my happy place, and it's where I get a lot of my thinking done. And I've been presented with so many films about personal identity and our place in the world and how we fight for what we believe. And so I've thought a lot about personal identity, conviction, and courage. I know this sounds a bit obvious, but more and more I'm feeling like if I'm going to achieve anything, I've got to do it myself. And I don't mean like I could achieve anything I want. I just mean that if I want to try something, I've got to do it. I can't wait around and hope for the perfect time because the perfect time doesn't exist. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Wait for the opportune moment. But when's the opportune moment? I don't know if there'll ever be one. So do you know what? The opportune moment is right now. Let's crack on, thank you. I know I talked about flipping a switch, but it hasn't been this epiphany. It's been a bit gradual because it's like I go, am I strong enough to do this? And a voice in my head goes, yes. But then another voice in my head goes, shush, no, get back in bed, go on. But what's happened lately is that a third voice has, and I know I'm sounding a bit crazy, but these are metaphorical voices, I promise. It's like this third voice has just ploughed right through the middle and it's a bit bossy and it's like, nope, you two, no time for this conversation, come on, we'll just get on with it, quickly, not slowly. And I'm gonna listen to that voice more and more because what it's boiling down to for me is like, it's life giving you lemons and what do you do with them? Well, you make lemonade and what's the recipe for Jesus Christ, Daniel J, so on a pillow. Go with it, I know what this sounds like and I know what I sound like, just go with it. The recipe for lemonade, life lemonade, starts with step 1, know yourself. And I am starting to know myself. Good, that's where we're at.